Hey everyone, so I'm planning on adding the rest of this gravel road here. So I just continued the ballast up there and I started putting burnt grass, and I put a little blended grass and dirt and just trying to mix it in. Like I said, it takes a little while for that. When you put that liquid glue on, it makes everything kind of dark. So I'd say by tomorrow, the next day, when all that kind of dries up a little bit, all that color will pop a little bit more lighter. But I'm going to be putting bushy stuff in there. I want to be putting some field grass in there. And it's also going to be an area where cars are going to be colored. I'm going to put in one of the street lights over here, and I also have a street light for over there. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I have several of them here. One of these wooden pole lights. Unfortunately, I can't get the wire in there because the wire on this side went all the way through, and I can't get it back in. So after half an hour, I finally got this wire in there. Unfortunately, the hole is 10 times bigger than it's supposed to be, so now I have to fill it in with some kind of putty. I have to be very careful. This is dry finally, but as you can see, first off, it's not straight right now, and it still can move around because it's not really glued in. All it is I plugged up the hole, so now the hole is only as big as the light thing. So now I have to come over with some glue and not get too much. I don't want to get in the light. So I have on this stuff, I'm using these rubber tubing. So I'm gonna have that. So basically, I can't touch the layout until this glue dries. Hello everyone. So this is dry. This street light is dry, and that is the foam putty and the glue. So I did put in the Woodland Scenic glue. Obviously there's a big mound there. I'm gonna have to cover up with scenery now, but it's in there and it is standing straight. And so we do have a street light there. We have some other street lights to put in. And I do have to touch up this road with a little wash. Good morning everyone. So this street light is in. This took 15 hours to put this one in. So they're not going super fast. But remember, there was a pretty big hole there, so I had to put the foam putty in, and then I had to put some glue in and glue it in. And because I did use that tubing stuff that I've been using, you can see it's in this container, this black thing. It's a foam tube, and so that's what I'm actually gluing in, so I can actually take the light out and I can move it around. Now I got some other lights I want to put in. Good morning everyone. So I got a new little product here I want to take a look at. It's made by TOMYTEC. It's a loading dock detail set. It's a little detail set of loading dock accessories. Hey, well, these are pretty interesting. So we do get, I'm not sure if I should take them out of the bags because they're so tiny. A little hand truck or whatever. Then you get 2 pallets, which actually don't look like pallets at all. They just look like, oh no, they do. They do have little things for forklift pallets. Okay, I didn't think they did look like them. They look a little different in the sense that they're all wood, or you know, they're plastic, of course, but you know, it looks a little different than some of the other brands. And then there's 3 little tiny little boxes, and then you get these big boxes here. So here's this little stack of pallets. All pallets. And then the same thing with the boxes. You can see that it's hollowed inside. And I'm not even sure if that looks like a stack of boxes. I mean, it's too square in my book. Like what they should have done is had it so like 1 or 2 of them are out of there. So we get, this is interesting, the picture shows that there's stack of sacks, but instead you get bundles of 6 sacks at a time. So you get 1, 2, 3, 6 of 6, and it looks like you get 6 additional little sacks. And then there's the newspapers. You get several stacks at different size newspapers on the other side to it. So, it's very basic little cargo stuff. You know, little details. Like I said, this is pretty much for my feed and seed. I will have a newsstand next to the barber shop, so these newspapers can work there. And then the little hand trucks and push carts and stuff like that are just added things I can use. I don't really know where I'm going to put these per se, these boxes. I might put a small hole here and a small hole here to put in the Just Plug little gooseneck wall mount lights. I don't know how hard it's going to be. Okay, so here's a little jumper pin. I like to call them jumper pins. I don't know what they're actually called. They're really tiny. I'm going to pull both of them out. So hopefully you guys can see this, everything I'm doing here. I'm trying to see the back of the camera. I think you can. Oh, man. There we go. See where they are from the other side. The bottom of this building it's cut into 2 pieces, and I want to kind of get the lighting stuff over here in this bigger hole. Because I did put the hole that they required in there. I don't know if it can go into the hole or if it goes on outside of the hole. So what I'm going to try to do is take this excess wiring and wrap it back around this thing it came in. See how it's so tiny. Okay, so let's see, it says it can bend. I'm going to try to bend it without breaking it. It's bending in a really goofy way. Hey guys, I'm trying to glue it in. Got glue there, and I'm sort of holding the wire firm as hopefully the glue dries. Okay everyone, give you an update. So this worked. It's not in there perfectly straight, just not, but it did glue in. So I'm not sure, you know, what you can see, but you can see it's like right here. It's in there. And I think it's going to work fine. I think we can do the other side now. So that is the Just Plug wall mounted light on the back loading dock. We do have some stuff there. And as you can see, the front one is also being lit. I'm not lighting any of the street lights though. These are just the wall mounted lights. And that's the front of the building. That's completely dark. Now I can also, my top light has a dimmer on it for my house. So I'm going to turn that dimmer on. That's the wall mounted lights giving off that light. I don't even have the street lights on. Now it is on full blast, and I do have the top light on. But you can see, even with the top light on, it lights it up pretty good. Good afternoon everyone. So I want to show you what I've done to this feed mill. I've done quite a bit this week. We've seen me put on the Just Plug wall mounted lights, and now I've decorated up the loading dock here. I'm going to give you a better look at the loading dock because I can just, right now it's not glued on or anything. So you can see I put on a little hand cart over here with 2 sacks in it, and then over here I have a little figure, and then I have a stack of sacks. So the sacks and all the loading dock accessories except for the person are that TOMYTEC loading dock kit. And then the little figure is, I believe, I'm not sure if this is a Woodland Scenic, or I think actually this one here is one of those model power ones. My thing. I did put the awning on, and I did add some scenic details to the front of it. I know it's a little harder to see because we're not getting the kind of light that we should, but there is a figure on there with sacks, again, a bunch of sacks. So I'm going to try to kind of show you what I did with the whole lighting scenario. I know I filmed a lot of it so you could see kind of what was involved putting on the wall mounted lights, but I didn't show you everything I did on below. I still have to paint up and paint up a little bit more of this road area, especially where I put in this little street light. I did not do that, and I still have to do all the scenery around here. I have yet to do that. I'm going to show you what's going on underneath. So there's a cord coming in. I'm not sure if it's focusing on that or not. I'm just going to kind of put this building over that loading dock so I can make sure. Okay, it's kind of hard to see. I'm going to see if I can zoom in. There we go. So I didn't paint that up. I want to paint that black. I did put some foam putty in there. But I took one of those just plug extension cables, and that's actually what's coming up through this hole. And then I plugged the hole up. And then the whole lighting accessory that came with that, the wall-mounted lights, are actually underneath and inside the building. See, I don't plan to light this particular building up from the inside. I just wanted to add the wall-mounted lights as the lights. You can see, they don't fall out, but I did use the same repositioning glue. So what I do is I just feed up these wires through the building, and I can position it back in there. And so the reason I did that for is because, you know, I do plan to move this layout occasionally. And I mean occasionally, not very often. And when I do, I can unplug the light because it's just using an extension cable. I can just pull apart those two feeds and the building can come free, and we can move the layout without anything falling up. Good afternoon, everyone. I got something real cool to show you today. It's called the Cool Convertible, and it's a Just Plug vehicle by the Just Plug Woodland Scenic Company. It's a 20 milliamp. It says includes driver and LED headlights and taillights. It says it's detachable plug for easy installment. Uses only one light hub. So this is what it looks like in its package. You can see the car. And they actually painted the inside and everything, and it looks really nice. What I was hoping for is to put a couple extra people in the car, because underneath the car they have some welds for the wiring like this. Oh, there we go, guys. I put it between my fingers there for you. You can kind of see. It's tiny, but it does light up. That is something, guys and girls. I'm impressed. Though they're not cheap. And like I said, I got this for $12 off full retail price. And it's still pretty pricey.